despite all the incredible advances in our science and technology. The mystery of life looms larger than ever before. Despite knowing now more than we have ever known, there still remains so much hidden to us, so much undiscovered, so much unknown. As Richard Panek explains in his book, The 4% Universe, 96% of this universe consists of dark matter and dark energy, which we really have no idea what any of that is. Everything that we could ever perceive, the entire visible universe, as vast and never-ending as it is only the tiniest tip of the infinite iceberg that is the mystery of life. Not to mention that the inner world, consciousness, is still a complete mystery to us. It's just happening and we have no idea why or how. There's so much more to life than what we are immediately aware of. And today, in this video, I want to examine the possibility that in this infinite mystery of existence, the sacred, the divine, the transcendent is real. Because I think there is compelling evidence for that conclusion. If you look at mysticism, shamanism, near-death experiences, psychedelic visionary states of consciousness, deep meditative experiences, peak spiritual experiences, and the teachings of Eastern religious traditions, these all point to the idea that the divine is real. God exists, not as a being out in the sky separate from us, but as godliness within each one of us and within all of existence. This is a perspective which some people call pantheism. Albert Einstein, Alan Watts, Carl Sagan, Nikola Tesla, Terence McKenna, these are just some of the famous individuals who were pantheists. There is evidence to support pantheism, and that evidence is human experience. For example, mysticism is a type of experience in which one enters a non-ordinary state of consciousness and transcends this physical world and comes in direct contact with, direct experience with the infinite, the absolute, the divine. And not only that, but one merges with, unites with, dissolves into the eternal infinite source energy of all that is. In his book on cosmic consciousness, Richard Buck states that the mystical experience shows the cosmos to be entirely spiritual and entirely alive. It shows that the universe is God, and God is the universe. Rick Strassman, in his book DMT, the Spirit Molecule, describes the mystical experience as revealing an unborn, undying, and uncreated reality. It is a personal encounter with the Big Bang, God, cosmic consciousness, the source of all being. Mysticism appears in all the world's religions. In fact, some people argue that because mysticism represents the direct experience, the direct encounter with the divine, mysticism is ultimately the source and essence of all the world's religions, as philosopher W.T. Stace argues. People who have had mystical experiences, no matter in what era they lived, no matter in what cultural context they lived, they all share the same fundamental insights, which is that we are all the divine one. The truth of what we are, the essence of what we are, is infinite, eternal, transcendent, divine. And the truth of what we are does not die with the death of the physical human form. We are the infinite, having the experience of being human. And that's not all. If you look at near-death experiences, there are thousands upon thousands of reports online in which people describe their experience of leaving the body, transcending, going beyond this physical realm, and visiting, experiencing heavenly, divine realms, directly encountering the infinite, the eternal. Shamanism, as well, points to this same metaphysical worldview in which the sacred, the transcendent, is real. In shamanism, which has also appeared all throughout time, all over the world, the practitioner accesses non-ordinary states of consciousness in which he or she travels to spiritual, divine realms in order to bring back healing and wisdom. And all over the world, all throughout human history, shamans have reported very similar, in many ways, very similar experiences of these sacred, divine realms. And finally, psychedelic visionary states also lift the veil, so to speak, and reveal beyond the physical the transcendent, the absolute, the ultimate truth that is expressing itself as you and I in all of this. Again, all throughout human history and all over the world, in many, many, many different cultural and social groups, psychedelic substances have been used to induce higher states of consciousness, divine, visionary states of consciousness in which one is shown that existence is entirely sacred, entirely divine, that this is all the expression of the divine one miracle of existence. At some point it needs to be recognized that there is a consensus here among many thousands of people all over the world, all throughout human history. And this consensus bridges vast gaps in culture and religion. And using our direct experience, our observations, sharing those observations, comparing evidence to form some sort of consensus about reality. That's not religion. That's not belief. That's science. Regardless of what you believe, who are we to put any limitations whatsoever on the possibilities of existence? Given the simple fact that you're alive, given the simple fact that this is happening, this breath is happening, this miracle of life, of existence is real, there is something rather than nothing. Given that simple fact, who are we to say what is possible and what is impossible? Keep exploring, my friends, with an open mind and an open heart. Peace!